and welcome to this video. First off, I'd like to thank everybody who subscribed, watched my videos, liked or commented so far. You may have noticed there was indeed an advert at the start of this video. I have reached monetisation. Thank you very much for all your support. Now, when you have a small shop, and mine is a very small shop, mine is in fact a double bedroom in our house. It is only 4 metres by 3 metres, and within that I've obviously got the cameras, the lighting, I've got all my tools for my day job and the workshop in and around myself. Now, one thing that is very, very important in a small space is shop organisation. Now, I'm still working on mine, it's a work in progress, but one thing that is a massive, massive waste of space is this area here. It's just too much space, which is a massive premium. So one way that we can solve this is by something called a French cleat wall. Now, you can make this out of any materials. It doesn't have to be that strong, because the way the cleats work, they themselves are stacked very strong. Now, cleat is a very, very simple system. So you actually have one piece fixed onto the board or the wall and another piece fixed to your boxings. Now, these work in the sense of they cut at a 45-degree angle. So you just take one strip of wood, cut a 45-degree angle into it, and that gives us a nice locking into place motion. Now, you can mount these directly onto the wall, but I've actually got a board that I'm going to mount all mine onto, because in case I want to move it around into a different area at a later date. The board I'm going to use, it's approximately 60 centimetres wide, and I'm doing it the full 1.2 metre wide of the board that I have. First thing you need to do is work out your spacing for the cleats. Now, when they go on, you want this to be the back wall with the point and the 45 this way. You also need to leave a little bit of room to slide the boxes or the tool hangers or whatever you want into that position. So I'm going to start off working it out. Now, to get this to slide apart comfortably, I need approximately 100 or 10 centimetres in between each slat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and quickly mark 10 centimetres all the way down. Square that I actually do love is this red T-square, obviously an imitation of a very well-known American brand. This was from a Banggood, and I found it to be absolutely square. It's really good and really useful. So I'm just going to go along and quickly strike all the lines. One little handy tip when you are marking: if you've marked one side, don't put your square onto that line and then mark it, because you'll be ever so slightly out. Get your marking pencil, your marker, whatever you're using, put it onto the pencil line, move your square up to the line, and then it'll be perfectly in line the whole time. Next stage is now is we just need to attach the French cleats to the board. Now, to do this, I'm just going to use a bit of Type Bond 2 in the glue box, put some on, and then just going to pin it into place. I'm just going to use some 23-gram headless pinners, because they're the only ones I've actually got the correct size pinning. So it's just literally a case of some glue, into place, and some pins to hold it in where we want it. So I'll just go ahead and get the rest of the board quickly done now. So I just went ahead and mounted that on the wall. Now, this was a brick wall, so I have just used raw plugs and some screws to hold it up to the wall. Obviously, make sure there's no wires behind it or water pipes, gas pipes. I know this wall was clean, so I didn't have to check it. Now, the beauty about the French cleat walls is you're all these different places. So you can choose where you want everything. If you don't like it, you move it to a different place, or you can add on to it and change things around. Now this is just a very simple box that I've made, which has the French cleat mounted on the opposite direction to what this wall is going to be. So what you do is just literally hook it on place, and it's there, it's secure. So as I say, if you don't like where it is, or you want to move it around at a later date, you unhook it, and you can move it to a different position on the wall. That's why it's so versatile and so popular. So this is just a standard box, and I've done this for my glues. So that's going to go there, and then I'm just going to put my glues that I use all the time into this little box. So every time I want to do something, I can turn it around and everything's just to my hand. So next up, I just want to make a little holder for these internal mitre clamps. These will be available on my website, which should hopefully be up and live from next week. So first off, we've got an offcut of the French cleat, which has the 45 angle on. This will need to slip in that way into it, so it hooks into place. So first things we're going to do is just going to countersink a couple of holes into the back of it. And then we're just going to attach two pieces of dowel, which is in fact the old curtain pole for this bedroom. And then it'll just hook into place, like so. And then we can put the little clamps that I want onto the wall. If you do ever want to lock these in place, because you can see it's just tilting forward a little bit, you can just put a little offcut in between the two, which then effectively act as a lock. Now, the possibilities for a French wall organisation is numerous. You can put your pull saws in, you can do ones for your cordlesses upside down. I've already made a little couple of other ones here. So this particular one is for my Forstner bits, which I use on a regular basis. So this is just basically a flat piece with some holes drilled in and the Forstner bits sat in place. So another one that I've already done is one for my chisels. So again, it was a flat piece of wood onto the French cleat. I then drill the holes so they fit in nice and snug, and of course on some of the wider ones we had to do these little slots here as well, so that the blade of the chisel could fit through nicely. And again, we just hang it into place like so. So I'll probably do more as we go along. You might see things popping up on the wall behind me, but it gives you an idea. The French cleat is such a versatile system and a great space saving. The amount of hanging space you've got on that now is so much better than just the wall with a couple of nails in. So anyway, any questions, comments or anything else, please leave it in the comments down below. And again, thanks very much for watching.